공격 포지션을 많이 했는데 다 때려 부수는 걸 좋아해요. 마음에 듭니다. 다 때려 부수는 거, 뚝배기 깨는 거. 기다렸다가 정확한 타이밍에 노리면 되는 거죠. 상으로 누군가 찌르는 타이밍.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from your Overwatch. I'm Eddy the Jump, and today we've got a bit of a showcase of my absolute favourite player from the Overwatch League. And that is of course NYXL's Tracer player Saebyeolbe. Now it's my opinion that he's actually the best Tracer in the league, and in this video we're going to be breaking down some of the reasons why. We're going to be covering all the aspects of his game, but in particular we're going to pay attention to his duelist Tracer playstyle, especially against other Tracers and other carry DPS. It's this uniqueness in how he plays that makes him so strong, and what he does for his team is way more than simple fragging. He has all the regular aspects of standard elite Tracer play, great one-clipping ability and backline harassment without dying, but it's the space that he creates, his timing of what he chooses to do and when, combined with his game sense, is what makes him really stand out. He does things that other elite Tracers simply don't do. He's an expert playmaker, and always seems to have a good idea about what the win condition is for the fight that he's in. He's an absolute nightmare for other DPS players and other Tracers, particularly to play against, and because his unorthodox style is constantly wrong-footing opponents, his team as a whole have a lot more opportunities to create edges with the other players on the roster. Pine, Libero, Jjonak, Meko, Mano, all of these players are dangerous in their own right, but Saebyeolbe provides the spark for this often explosive team to really fulfill their potential. But that's enough general talking, it's time to get into the clips. The first two that I'm going to show you are from the perspective of the LA Valiant Tracer player Soon. Now Soon has an excellent reputation as an absolute top tier Tracer, and it's precisely because he poses such a threat that Saebyeolbe decides to mark him for death at any opportunity he gets. In this first clip, Soon is looking to make a backline play, to get behind NYXL and spring a trap with his pulse bomb at exactly the wrong moment for them. If you know anything about Soon, this is an absolutely classic play for him, but Saebyeolbe is well aware of this. Saebyeolbe returns to his own backline and takes a duel with Soon in an effort to deny him that space. Arc Soon comes to help Saebyeolbe, and the result is that Soon is cornered. He cannot win the duel against the pocketed Saebyeolbe, and neither can he get away. And by this time, all of Excelsior are aware of his presence there, and Libero has the simple job of finishing Soon off. Next up, we've got Soon again looking to make a play from up top on Numbani third. The moment that Soon peeks the stairs in an effort to try and find an angle, he's immediately confronted by Janus and yes, Saebyeolbe. Realizing he's not going to be able to make the play that he wants to, Soon blinks down the stairs and back to his team in an effort to try and find a different angle. He tries to flank left of the payload, and Janus is actually there waiting for him. So he returns again to the front line, and it's at this point that we can see Saebyeolbe has spotted him. Now what Saebyeolbe chooses to do next is really key. Instead of diving forward, he returns to his own backline, anticipating the play that Soon is going to try and make with his pulse bomb. Soon does manage to throw the pulse, but is very quickly eliminated afterwards, and it doesn't kill anyone. This is what Saebyeolbe does to other Tracers. He shuts them down and denies their biggest value plays. If a team is reliant on that player being a carry, but Saebyeolbe is able to make them much less effective, that team is going to be in real trouble. But don't just take Soon's word for it. Let's have a look at a few clips from when Boston Uprising played NYXL. Boston's Tracer player Striker is very highly rated, and potentially poses a massive threat. Now in this first clip from the control map Ilios Well, I'm going to point out just how much Saebyeolbe made Striker's job a complete nightmare, as well as opening up the space for his own teammate Pine to really frag out and excel. Now the first part of the footage where I'm going to slow it down is actually from Dreamcasper's perspective, and right at the top of the screen I'm going to pause it where you can see Saebyeolbe directly dueling Striker. Now what Saebyeolbe is trying to do is keep Striker away from his own backline and a very vulnerable McCree, and in the opening exchange we can actually see in the kill feed that Pine hits a headshot on the Uprising's Mercy Kellex. As the play unfolds, you can see that Pine and Jjonak have all the space they need to exert all their excellent mechanical skill, and with his Mercy dead, instead, Dream Casper is very vulnerable. Now because Striker is very good, he does manage to kill Jjonak, but before he can get anything else done, I'm going to slow this footage down and you can see that Saebyeolbe is again dueling him, desperately trying to give Pine his teammate the chance to frag out. And we all know Big Boss Pine, that's exactly what he does, first killing Neko and then finally taking down Dream Casper. To add insult to injury, not only does Saebyeolbe stop Striker doing as much damage as he could have done, but he even wins the duel at the end of the fight. In this next passage of play, we can see Saebyeolbe creeping to try and find positioning on Boston's latest engagement. He enters the health pack room right next to where he knows Boston are, and awaits his prey kind of like a trapdoor spider. As soon as he catches sight of Striker, he immediately engages him. At the same time, Pine with all the space in the world high noons to keep Boston back. When the fight breaks out proper, Saebyeolbe is again on that left hand side, trying to find an angle on the most relevant target. He attempts to try and pulse bomb Gamsu to take him out of the fight, but Gamsu survives by popping his ultimate. He backs off again and stays alive, all the while trying to keep a lookout for Striker. And when he re-engages again, you can clearly see Saebyeolbe prioritize Striker over other targets. Now Striker is trying to play his own game here, and he's actually trying to make a play on Pine, who is in the opposite corner. Saebyeolbe gets some damage onto Striker, but more importantly, makes a huge call to his teammate that Striker is approaching from his left. Without wasting any time, Pine immediately flashbangs to his left and kills Striker. In this one exchange, Saebyeolbe has not only nullified Striker, but also kept his carry alive. It's a huge play and it turns out to be fight winning. This is why playing against Saebyeolbe is such a nightmare. Not only is he a threat himself, but he can completely destroy your ability to do your job as an opposing DPS. But it's not just Traces who have to put up with this kind of treatment, it's all manner of enemy carry DPS too. In this clip on Junkertown Attack against the Houston Outlaws, Saebyeolbe has done a characteristic flank under the radar of the enemy team. He then tries to isolate LYNXL on Widow, who everybody knows has the potential to absolutely devastate your team if given the chance. Saebyeolbe engages LYNXL in a duel from underneath the water tower that LYNXL is standing on. A key part of this play is just keeping LYNXL distracted long enough for the rest of his team to win on the front line, and that's exactly what Saebyeolbe does. Not only does this play disrupt LYNXL, but it also draws Banny over to try and help LYNXL out. The end result is that both the enemy carry DPS and its Mercy die, and despite Jake from Houston's Junkrat making this fight much closer than it needed to be later on, this was the absolutely crucial playmaking moment, and it's something that really typifies Saebyeolbe's approach to blunting the enemy team's strongest weapons. This next series of clips is from the very recent Clash of the Titans match between Excelsior and Seoul Dynasty. A lot of people were really excited about this match, not least because of the battle of some of the best DPS in the league. Saebyeolbe and Libero were going up against the mighty Fletter, as well as Munchkin and Bunny. In the first clip that I'm going to show you from that series, New York are attacking on Eichenwald after holding Seoul midway through the streets phase. Meko initiates with D.Va into the left side room, hoping to catch out Kuki. And who's right there with him? That's right, our boy Saebyeolbe. Now actually the most important play comes a moment later, and when Saebyeolbe gets the first sight of Fletter's McCree from behind this piece of cover, in the next moment he's in there and Fletter is dead. With the McCree taken out so quickly, Libero's Farah has completely free reign. This was an instant and decisive opening frag on the enemy carry DPS, done in frighteningly efficient fashion. This is something that Fletter would actually have to get used to in this series. And this next clip, despite coming at the end of a lost fight for New York, shows you exactly where Saebyeolbe's mindset is. He's once again in the enemy backline, and he's stalking Fletter like he's some sort of big game prey. Now in this instance, Saebyeolbe's just trying to be a bit of an opportunist, but this should have served as a warning to Fletter that Saebyeolbe is going to come after him at every opportunity he gets. And sure enough, in the very next fight, even though we don't get to see it on screen, we get to see it in the kill feed. Fletter's carry Widow assassinated by Saebyeolbe's pulse bomb. Imagine being Fletter in this scenario. Not only do you have to worry about your own performance and hit the kind of extremely difficult mechanical shots that will help carry your team, you've also got to worry about this shadowy menace. that could come out of nowhere and eliminate you quicker than you can react. This is something that Jjonak has some very personal experience of from the same match but on Soul's attack. Soul is shaping up to move through castle in an attempt to win the next team fight, and before everyone's in position, Jjonak has been pulse bombed and Toby is left on very low health and Libero finishes him off. Both supports dead, attack finished. This is why Saebyeolbe is so good. Not only can he make plays of his own, but he's an absolute specialist at stopping enemy DPS making their plays. I really hope I've done a good job of pointing out just why Saebyeolbe is so special and why I'm such a big fan of his. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddy the Chump, and until next time.